Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of his ship and looked at the stars. His hands were steady, but his heart was beating fast. Today was the day humans would meet aliens for the first time. The ship Aurora moved slowly through space toward the meeting point. "Captain, we are getting close," said Lieutenant Amy Rodriguez. She was watching the computer screens that showed what was ahead of them. "I can see their ships now." Jake nodded. He had been waiting for this moment his whole life. Earth had been alone in space for so long. Now they would finally meet other thinking beings from the stars. Dr. Lisa Bennett walked up to Jake. She was the smartest person on the ship when it came to studying life. "Captain, I am ready to talk to them. We have prepared everything we can." Admiral Pete Collins was also on the bridge. He was in charge of all 6 Earth ships that had come to this meeting. "Remember, we are here to make friends. But we must be careful too." The alien ships came into view. They were huge and silver, much bigger than the Earth ships. There were 12 of them, and they looked like they could destroy the human ships easily. Jake felt small looking at them. "This is Captain Jake Morrison of Earthship Aurora," he said into the radio. "We come in peace to meet you," a voice answered back. It spoke perfect English, which surprised everyone. "Greetings, humans of Earth. I am High Counselor Vextar of the Zephyrian Confederation. We have been waiting to meet you." The alien ships moved closer. Jake could see they were even more advanced than he had thought. Their metal was smooth and perfect. Strange lights moved along their sides. Earth's ships looked like toys next to them. "Permission to come aboard your ship for talks," said Vextar. "Yes, you may come," Jake replied. He looked at his crew. "Get ready. History is about to be made." An hour later, Jake stood in the meeting room with his team. Dr. Bennett had her computer ready to record everything. Admiral Collins stood straight and proud. Lieutenant Rodriguez was there to help with anything they needed. The aliens came through the door and Jake's breath caught. They were tall and thin, with silver skin that seemed to glow. Their eyes were large and dark. They moved with grace, like they were floating instead of walking. "Welcome to our ship," Jake said, trying to sound confident. High Counselor Vextar looked around the room. His face did not show what he was thinking. "Your ship is simple," he said, "but that is expected from a young race." Dr. Bennett stepped forward. "We are very happy to meet you. We have so many questions about your people and your worlds." Of course you do," Vextar said. His voice sounded kind, but something about it made Jake feel uncomfortable. "We have been watching your world for many years. We know much about humans." "Watching us?" Admiral Collins asked. His voice was sharp. "Yes. We watch all new races that learn to travel between stars. It is our duty as the leaders of this part of space." Vextar sat down at the table. "We rule 12 different races across hundreds of worlds. We keep peace and order." Jake sat down too. "We did not know there were others like us out here." "There are many races in space," said another alien who had come with Vextar. "But most are not as interesting as humans. You fight each other, often. You destroy your own world. Yet you also create beautiful things and never give up." Dr. Bennett took notes on her computer. "We would love to learn about your confederation. How do all these different races work together?" Vextar's dark eyes looked at each human in turn. "They work together because they understand their place. Some races are meant to lead, others are meant to follow. This is the natural way of things." The room became quiet. Jake did not like where this talk was going. "Each race in our confederation has a role," Vextar continued. "Some are good at growing food. Others are good at building things. Some are good at fighting. All serve the Confederation, and the Confederation takes care of them." Admiral Collins leaned forward. "And what role do you think humans might have?" "Humans are strong and brave. You would make excellent soldiers. Your world has many resources we could use. You would be very valuable to us." Jake felt his stomach drop. "Valuable to you?" Yes. The Confederation is always growing. We bring new races into our family. They become part of something bigger than themselves. They get protection and peace. What if a race does not want to join? Dr. Bennett asked quietly. Vextar was quiet for a long moment. All races want to join once they understand the benefits. The alternative is to stay alone in dangerous space. Pirates attack lone worlds. Wars happen between races that have no one to guide them. Bad things happen to those who try to stand alone. Lieutenant Rodriguez was writing down everything the alien said. Jake could see her hands were shaking a little. We appreciate your offer, Jake said carefully. But humans will need time to think about this. We cannot make such a big choice. Quickly. Of course, Vextar said, and now his smile looked real. We expected this. Young races always need time to see the truth. We will give you one of your Earth years to decide. He stood up, and all the other aliens stood with him. During this time, we will leave a small station near your world. It will help us talk to each other. Do not see this as a threat. See it as a gift of friendship. After the aliens left, Jake and his team sat in silence for a long time. They want to make us slaves, Admiral Collins said finally. That is what it sounded like to me, too, Dr. Bennett agreed. Jake looked out the window at the alien ships. They were beautiful and powerful and terrifying. Send a message to Earth. Tell them we need to talk to everyone right away. What should we tell them? Amy asked. Jake watched the alien ships turn and fly away into the dark. Tell them the galaxy is not as empty as we thought, and tell them we have 1 year to get ready for war. The alien ships disappeared into the distance, but Jake knew they would be back. The question was, would Earth be ready for them? President Karen Walsh stood at the big window in her office and looked down at the city below. People were walking on the streets like it was a normal day. They did not know that everything was about to change. In 1 hour, she would tell the world that Earth was no longer alone in space. The message from Captain Morrison had arrived 3 days ago. Since then, Karen had not slept much. She had been meeting with generals, scientists, and world leaders. Everyone agreed on one thing. Earth would not become a slave to aliens. Madam President, it is time, said her assistant. Karen walked to the big meeting room where cameras were waiting. Leaders from every country on Earth were watching on screens. She took a deep breath and began to speak. My fellow humans, she said. 3 days ago, our brave space explorers met beings from another world. These aliens call themselves the Zephyrian Confederation. They have given us 1 year to join them as a lesser member, or face the results of saying no. She paused and looked directly into the camera. Earth's answer is no. We will not bow to anyone. We will not be anyone's slaves. If they want to fight, we will give them one they will never forget. Around the world, people stopped what they were doing to listen. In factories, workers put down their tools. In schools, teachers turned on the news. In homes, families gathered around their televisions. Starting today, Earth is at war, Karen continued. Not with each other, but with those who would make us kneel. Every factory, every scientist, every worker will help us prepare. We have 1 year to build the strongest military force our world has ever seen. Paul Wright sat in his office and smiled as he watched the president speak. As director of defense industries, he had been waiting for this moment. His computer screens showed plans for weapons and ships that had only existed in dreams. Now they would become real. The phone rang. Mr. Wright, this is the president. You have unlimited money and unlimited power. Build us an army. Yes, Madam President. We will be ready. Paul pressed a button that sent signals to factories all over the world. Car companies would now make tanks. Airplane builders would make space fighters. Shipbuilders would make warships for space. Every company that made anything would now make weapons. Dr. Helen Murphy ran through the halls of the Prometheus Research Center. She had worked on secret projects for 10 years, but today her work would finally see the light. She burst into the main lab where her team was waiting. Today we change the world, she said. Today we give humans the power of gods. On the table was a small metal helmet that looked simple, but inside it was the most advanced technology humans had ever made. It could connect a human brain directly to a computer. "Dr. Murphy," said her assistant, "are you sure this is safe?" Helen picked up the helmet. "We tested it on volunteers for 2 years. We know it works. A human wearing this can think as fast as a computer but still be creative like a human. 1 pilot with this can beat 10 without it." She put the helmet on her head and turned it on. Suddenly, she could see numbers and data flowing through her mind like a river. But she was still herself. She was still human, just more than human. "Start making 1,000 of these today," she said. "In 6 months, we will need 1,000,000. General, Sam Parker stood in what used to be the biggest car factory in America. Now it was something else. Huge machines were building tanks, but these tanks could fly in space. Workers were putting weapons on them that could destroy alien ships. "General," said one of his officers, "the president wants to know how many ships we can build." Sam looked at the factory floor. Thousands of workers were building day and night. "Tell her we will have 500 ships in 6 months. In 1 year we will have 2,000. The officer looked surprised. "Sir, how is that possible?" "Because every factory on Earth is doing this now. Car factories, toy factories, computer factories. Everything is now a weapon factory." Sam pointed to the workers. "And every worker on Earth wants to protect their families." Captain Rita Stone put on the new helmet and felt her mind expand. Suddenly, she could see every part of her fighter ship like it was part of her body. She could calculate the path of enemy bullets before they were fired. She could plan attacks that would confuse any enemy. "Control tower, this is Rita, ready for test flight." "Roger, Rita. Show us what humans can do." Rita's ship moved through space like a dancer. She flew between asteroids at speeds that should have been impossible. She hit targets that were too small to see. She did moves that broke all the rules of space flying. "How did you do that?" asked the control tower. "I thought like a human and calculated like a computer at the same time," Rita said. "I can see attacks before they happen. I can plan moves that no alien computer could predict." Down on Earth, the alien monitoring station watched all of this activity. The aliens inside were becoming worried. They had expected humans to build some weapons, but not like this. They had expected fear, but saw determination instead. "Command, this is Monitor Station Alpha," one alien said into his radio. "The humans are not acting as expected. They are building weapons everywhere. Their entire planet has become a factory." The voice from space replied, "Do not worry. One planet cannot stand against our confederation. Let them build their toys. When our real fleet arrives, they will surrender." But the alien in the monitoring station was not so sure. He watched human ships practice fighting in space. He watched their factories work day and night. He watched their leaders speak of victory, not survival. "I think we made a mistake," he said to his partner. "I think we woke something up that was sleeping." His partner laughed. "They are just humans. What can one race do against 12? The alien at the monitor did not laugh. He had studied human history. He had seen what humans did to each other in wars. Now all of that fighting spirit was pointed at the aliens. 6 months later, the alien monitoring station sent another report. "Command, the humans now have 800 warships. Every ship has weapons we do not understand. Their pilots fly in ways that make no sense." "Impossible," came the reply. "No young race can build so fast. You should see this yourself," the alien said. "They do not sleep. They work every hour of every day. Their whole world has become a weapon." The alien looked at his screens showing Earth. The blue planet now had thousands of ships flying around it. Massive space stations were being built to make more weapons. The humans were not preparing to surrender. They were preparing to attack. "Send the invasion fleet now," the alien reported. "If we wait the full year, I fear they will be too strong." But it was too late. Earth had awakened from its peaceful sleep. The war machines were being built, and soon they would show the galaxy what humans could really do when they were angry. In cities around the world, humans looked up at the stars and smiled. They were no longer afraid, they were ready to fight. The alarm bells rang through every human ship as the alien fleet came out of faster-than-light travel. Captain Danny Wright looked at his screens and felt his stomach drop. 300 alien ships filled the space around Earth like a deadly cloud. Control, this is Captain Wright on the Defiant. I count 300 enemy ships. They came early. We see them, Danny. All ships, this is Admiral Collins. Move to attack positions. Show them what Earth can do. Danny put on his new helmet and felt his mind connect with his ship's computer. Suddenly, he could see the battle like a chess game. He could predict where the alien ships would move. He could plan attacks that would surprise them. The alien fleet moved in perfect formations toward Earth. Admiral Kevron watched from his command ship and smiled. The humans had built many ships, but they were small and weak-looking. This would be easy. All ships prepare to destroy the human fleet, Kevron ordered. Then we will land and take control of their world. The first alien ships fired their weapons. Bright beams of energy shot toward the human ships. But the human ships were not where the aliens expected them to be. Danny's ship moved sideways at the last second. The alien beam missed completely. Then Danny fired back and his shot hit the alien ship right where it would hurt the most. How did they know where to aim? Asked Kevron's second-in-command. Lucky shot, Kevron replied. But he was starting to feel worried. All around the battle, the same thing was happening. Human ships moved in ways that made no sense. They dodged attacks that should have hit them. They fired at exactly the right spots on alien ships. Lieutenant Nicole Torres flew her fighter through a group of 6 alien ships. Her helmet let her think faster than any human had ever thought before. She could see the path each alien ship would take. She could calculate exactly where to shoot. Her first shot destroyed an alien fighter. Her second shot hit another one. She spun her ship around and fired again. In 30 seconds, she had destroyed 4 alien ships. This is impossible, said one of the alien pilots. How can she fly like that? Nicole's voice came over the radio, speaking in the alien language that humans had learned. Because I am human, and we do not fight like you do. She destroyed the last 2 alien fighters and flew toward the big alien ships. The battle was not going as Admiral Kevron had planned. His ships were built to fight other alien races that followed rules. They moved in straight lines and attacked in patterns that could be predicted. But humans did not follow any rules. Human ships worked together in ways that seemed crazy. One ship would fly straight at the aliens while others attacked from the sides. When the aliens tried to shoot the ship flying at them, it would suddenly change direction. When they tried to chase it, the other human ships would destroy them. Sir, we have lost 50 ships already, reported Kevron's officer. The humans are fighting like wild animals. Kevron watched his screens in shock. A small human ship was flying between 2 of his largest warships, shooting at both of them at the same time. It should have been destroyed instantly, but somehow, it was winning. Captain Danny Wright piloted his ship through the alien formation like he was dancing. His helmet let him see the battle in slow motion. He could tell where every shot would go before it was fired. He could plan moves that would confuse the alien computers. Defiant to all human ships. Use pattern Delta 7. Around him, the human fleet began to move in a new formation. To the aliens, it looked like chaos. Ships were flying in all directions with no order. But Danny could see the pattern. Every human ship was exactly where it needed to be. The aliens tried to respond, but their computers could not understand what the humans were doing. Their weapons fired at empty space. Their ships crashed into each other trying to chase human fighters. Sir, the humans are using some kind of new technology, reported an alien scientist. Their ships move faster than our computers can track. Their weapons hit us from impossible angles. Admiral Kevron was getting angry. They are just humans. We have the bigger ships and more weapons. Attack with everything we have. The alien fleet fired all their weapons at once. The space around Earth lit up like a star. Energy beams and missiles filled the darkness. It should have destroyed every human ship. But when the light faded, the human ships were still there. They had moved at the exact right time to avoid most of the attack. The few that got hit kept fighting anyway. Nicole Torres had taken damage to her fighter, but she was still flying. Half her weapons were broken, but she still had her brain and her helmet. She flew her damaged ship right into the middle of the alien fleet. This is Torres, I am going to ram the alien command ship. Negative, Torres, get out of there. Sorry, Captain, someone has to stop them. But Nicole did not ram the alien ship. Instead, she landed on it. She got out of her fighter and used special tools to cut through the alien ship's hull. She was going inside to fight them face to face. The aliens on the command ship had never seen anything like this. A human had actually landed on their ship and was cutting her way inside. They sent soldiers to stop her, but Nicole was faster and stronger than they expected. She fought her way through the alien ship using weapons and tactics the aliens had never seen. She moved like a hunter, like a predator that had been born to fight. The aliens were scared of her. What kind of creature is this? Asked one alien soldier before Nicole knocked him out. She is human, said another alien. I heard they are the most dangerous fighters in the galaxy. Nicole reached the bridge of the alien ship where Admiral Kevron was trying to control the battle. She pointed her weapon at him. Order your ships to retreat, she said. Kevron looked at this small human, who had somehow taken over his ship. You cannot win. We have more ships than you do. Look at your screens, Nicole said. Kevron looked and saw that half his fleet was destroyed or damaged. The humans had only lost 30 ships, but they had destroyed 150 alien ships. How is this possible? He asked. Because you fight like computers and we fight like humans, Nicole said. Now order your ships to leave or I will destroy this ship with both of us on it. Kevron looked into Nicole's eyes and saw that she meant it. Humans really would die to win a fight. All ships, retreat, he ordered. The remaining alien ships turned and flew away as fast as they could. They left behind wreckage and dead ships floating in space around Earth. Captain Danny Wright watched the aliens run away and smiled. Control, this is the Defiant. Enemy fleet is retreating, Earth is safe. But Danny knew this was just the beginning. The aliens would be back with more ships and better plans. But now they knew that humans were not easy prey. On Earth, people cheered as they watched the battle on television. They had won their first fight against the aliens, but President Walsh was already planning for the next battle. Send a message to the Alien Confederation, she ordered. Tell them this is what happens when they threaten Earth. Tell them that if they want a war, we will give them one. The message was sent, and soon the whole galaxy would know that Earth's war machines had awakened and they were very dangerous. Supreme Admiral Zorketh stood on the bridge of his massive flagship and looked at the biggest war fleet the galaxy had ever seen. 2,000 ships from 12 different alien worlds filled the space around him. This time, there would be no mistakes. The humans would be crushed completely. Admiral, all ships report ready for battle, said his second-in-command. We have 3 times more ships than the humans do. Zorketh nodded. The defeat at Earth had shocked the entire Zephyrian Confederation. No one had believed that humans could fight so well. But numbers would win this battle. The humans might be clever, but they could not fight 2,000 ships with only 800. Send the message to Earth, Zorketh ordered. Tell them they have one last chance to surrender. At Proxima Centauri, Colonel Betty Davis received the alien message on her flagship. She was in charge of Earth's expanded fleet, and she had been waiting for this moment. Every ship in her fleet had the new human-computer connection technology. Every pilot was ready to fight. Send our reply, Betty ordered. Tell them that Earth does not surrender. Tell them that today we will show them what real war looks like. Q. Alien fleet moved forward in perfect formation. Their ships were huge and powerful with weapons that could destroy planets. But Betty was not afraid. She had 800 of the best fighting ships and pilots that humanity could build. All ships, this is Colonel Davis. Remember your training. Fight like humans, not like machines. Show them why we are the most dangerous species in the galaxy. Captain, Roy Bell commanded the flagship ECS Retribution. He put on his helmet and felt his mind connect with the ship's artificial intelligence. Suddenly, he could see the entire battle like a 3-dimensional map in his head. He could predict what every alien ship would do. Roy, are you ready? Asked Betty over the radio. Ready as I will ever be, Colonel. Let us teach these aliens about human warfare. The battle began when the aliens fired first. Thousands of energy, beams and missiles shot toward the human fleet. The space between the two forces lit up like a deadly fireworks show. But the human ships were not where the aliens expected them to be. Using their connected minds, all 800 human ships moved together like they were one giant creature. They flowed around the alien attacks like water flowing around rocks. "Impossible," said Zorketh. "How can they coordinate so many ships so perfectly?" His science officer looked at the readings with confusion. "Sir, their ships are connected, somehow. They are fighting like a single mind with 800 bodies." Roy Bell led the first attack group toward the alien fleet. His ship and 50 others moved in a pattern that looked random but was actually perfectly planned. They flew through the alien formation, shooting at weak spots that the aliens did not even know they had. "How do they know where to aim?" asked an alien captain as his ship took damage. "They are reading our ship design somehow," replied another alien. "They know exactly where to hit us to cause the most damage." But it was not technology that helped the humans. It was intelligence. The human pilots could look at an alien ship and figure out how it was built. They could guess where the important parts were hidden. Their minds worked in ways that alien computers could not understand. Nicole Torres, now promoted to squadron leader, flew her fighter group around the largest alien warship. The ship was 10 times bigger than any human ship, but size did not matter in this fight. Torres to all fighters: "Target the energy lines on the side of the ship. If we cut them, the whole ship will lose power." Her fighters attacked the alien ship like angry bees attacking a giant. They were too small and fast for the big ship's weapons to hit, but their small weapons could cut through important cables and systems. The alien warship began to lose power and spin out of control. Captain could not believe what was happening. "How can such small ships defeat us?" he asked. "Because they are not fighting like we do." His officer replied, "They are not trying to destroy us with big weapons. They are cutting us apart, piece by piece." The battle was turning into a disaster for the aliens. Their ships were built to fight, other large ships in organized formations. But the humans fought in small groups that appeared everywhere at once. The aliens could not keep track of all the human ships. Sergeant Linda Clark was leading a boarding party of human Marines. Her ship had landed on the alien flagship, and now she was fighting inside it. The aliens had never seen humans fight up close before. "These creatures are monsters," said one alien soldier as Linda and her team advanced through the ship's hallways. Linda and her Marines moved like predators hunting prey. They used tactics that the aliens had never seen. They threw grenades around corners, used walls for cover, and coordinated their attacks through their helmet connections. "Surrender and we will not hurt you," Linda called out to the alien defenders. "Never," replied the alien commander. "We will fight to the death." "That can be arranged," Linda said coldly. The human Marines fought through the alien ship room by room. The aliens were brave, but they had never faced enemies like humans. The Marines fought with a combination of intelligence and savage determination that terrified their opponents. Meanwhile, the space battle was almost over. The alien fleet that had seemed so powerful was being torn apart by human tactics. Ships that had ruled the galaxy for centuries were being destroyed by vessels that had been built in less than a year. Captain Roy Bell coordinated the final attack on the alien command ships. His fleet surrounded them and attacked from all directions, at once. The aliens tried to fight back, but their weapons could not track the fast-moving human ships. "Sir, we have lost 70% of our fleet," reported Zorketh's officer. "We must retreat now or lose everything." Zorketh looked at his screens in shock. The mighty Confederation fleet was defeated. Ships were exploding all around him. Human fighters were flying through the wreckage like sharks feeding on their prey. "Send the retreat signal," he ordered. "All remaining ships flee for your lives." But it was too late for most of the alien fleet. Only a few hundred ships escaped from the battle. The rest were destroyed or captured by the humans. Sergeant Linda Clark stood on the bridge of the alien flagship with Supreme Admiral Zorketh as her prisoner. Around them, alien officers lay unconscious or dead. "Your Confederation is finished," Linda told the alien admiral. "We have defeated your greatest fleet. Now the galaxy will know that humans cannot be conquered." Zorketh looked at the small, human woman who had captured his ship. "What kind of creatures are you?" We are the kind that never gives up, Linda replied. We are the kind that gets stronger when we are threatened. We are the kind that you should have left alone. Colonel Betty Davis received reports from all over the battlefield. The victory was complete. The Alien Confederation's main fleet was destroyed. Earth now controlled this part of space. Send a message to all alien worlds, Betty ordered. Tell them the Zephyrian Confederation is finished. Tell them that Earth is now in charge of this sector. Any world that wants peace can have it. Any world that wants war will get more than they can handle. The few alien ships that escaped carried news of the defeat back to their homeworlds. The message was clear. Humans were not the weak species they had seemed to be. They were something much more dangerous. In the depths of space, ancient alien races that had hidden for millions of years detected the signals from the battle. They remembered the last time a young warrior race had conquered the galaxy. They began to prepare for what might come next. But on Earth, people celebrated their greatest victory. The war machines had awakened, and they had proven that humans were the strongest fighting force in the galaxy. The tide had turned, and it would never turn back. Admiral Julie Brooks stood on the bridge of her flagship as it moved through what used to be Zephyrian space. 6 months had passed since the great battle at Proxima Centauri, and everything had changed. The galaxy was quiet now, but it was not the peace of friendship. It was the silence of fear. Admiral, we are approaching the Corthan home world, reported her communications officer. They are sending us messages asking us not to attack. Julie looked at the planet on her screen. It was beautiful, with blue oceans and green continents. Millions of aliens lived there, and they were all afraid of what humans might do to them. Send them our standard message, Julie ordered. Join the human commonwealth as equals, and you will be protected and prosperous. Refuse, and face the consequences. The human commonwealth was Earth's new empire. 17 alien worlds had already joined willingly. They had seen what happened to those who fought against humans, and they had made the smart choice. But the Corthan Empire was different. They had been proud warriors for thousands of years. Their leaders thought they could resist where others had failed. Admiral Brooks, this is Emperor Kothvar of the Corthan Empire, came a voice over the radio. We will never bow to primitive humans. We choose to fight. Julie sighed. She had hoped they would be reasonable. Very well. Send word to General Moore. Tell him to begin Operation Silent Storm. On the planet below, the Cortans prepared for war. They had powerful armies and strong cities. Their technology was advanced, and their warriors were brave. They thought they could win, but they did not understand what human warfare really meant. General Chris Moore commanded a fleet of 500 human ships surrounding the Corthan world, but he did not attack the planet directly. Instead, he began something much worse. Begin Phase 1, Chris ordered. Human ships spread out around the planet and started destroying everything in space. Alien space stations, cargo ships, communication satellites, defense platforms. Everything that connected the planet to the rest of the galaxy was destroyed in one day. Phase 2, Chris commanded. The humans began attacking the planet's infrastructure from space. Power plants, factories, military bases, spaceports, all were destroyed by precise strikes from human weapons. The Cortans could not fight back, because their ships had been destroyed in the first hour. Dr. Susan White watched the attack from her command ship. As Director of Galactic Integration, it was her job to help alien worlds join the Commonwealth peacefully. But when they chose war, she helped coordinate their defeat. General Moore, the Corthan military is requesting surrender terms, she reported. Tell them it is too late for surrender, Chris replied. They chose total war. They will get total war. The attack continued for 3 days. When it was over, the Corthan Empire no longer existed. Their cities were in ruins, their armies were destroyed, and their government was gone. The proud warrior, race that had ruled a dozen worlds, was finished. Send teams down to help the survivors, Chris ordered, but make sure they understand. Resistance is over. They are now part of the Commonwealth, whether they like it or not. News of the Corthan Empire's destruction spread across the galaxy faster than light. Ancient races that had thought themselves safe began to reconsider their positions. Captain Eric Johnson led the occupation fleet to the former Zephyrian capital world. The aliens who had once demanded that Earth surrender were now begging for mercy. "Please, Captain Johnson," said the former High Counselor Vextar. "We realize we made a mistake. We want to join your Commonwealth. We will do anything you ask." Eric looked at the alien leader with no emotion on his face. "You had your chance to join as equals. Now you join as conquered subjects. You will follow human laws, pay human taxes, and provide human commanders with whatever they need." Yes, anything," Vextar agreed quickly. "Just please do not destroy us like you destroyed the Cortans. As long as you obey, you will be protected," Eric said. "But remember, we are watching. Any sign of rebellion and you will share the Cortans' fate." In the deep places of space, ancient alien civilizations that had existed for millions of years held emergency meetings. They had detected the human expansion and were trying to decide what to do. "The pattern is repeating," said one ancient being. "A warrior race has emerged and is conquering everything in its path." "Do you think they are the same as the destroyers from the old times?" asked another. "Perhaps. Or perhaps they are something new. Either way, they are spreading fast. Soon, they will control this entire spiral arm of the galaxy. Should we try to stop them? The last time we tried to stop a warrior race, we barely survived. Perhaps it is better to hide and wait. All things pass in time." But the ancient aliens were wrong about one thing. Humans were not like the destroyers of old. Where the ancient destroyers had simply killed everything they met, humans offered a choice: join willingly and prosper, or resist and be conquered. President Karen Walsh signed the final document that created the Galactic Commonwealth Charter. Earth was now officially the ruler of 47 star systems. Hundreds of alien worlds sent tribute to Earth and followed human laws. "Madam President," said her advisor, "some of our generals think we should continue expanding. There are thousands of other worlds we could conquer." Karen looked out the window at the stars. "No, we have enough for now. Our goal was never to rule the galaxy. Our goal was to make sure no one could ever threaten Earth again. But the military leaders say we are strong enough to conquer everyone." "That is exactly why we must stop," Karen replied. "Power corrupts. If we become conquerors who rule through fear alone, we will become the very thing we fought against." She turned to her advisor. "Send out new orders. The Commonwealth will accept any world that wants to join peacefully. But we will not attack worlds that leave us alone. We are protectors now, not conquerors." The advisor looked confused. "Some people will not understand this decision. They will say we are being weak. Let them say it. True strength is knowing when not to use your power. We have proven that humans cannot be defeated. Now we must prove that we can be wise rulers." Across the galaxy, the silence continued. Some alien races joined the Commonwealth and found that humans were fair rulers who kept their promises. Others chose to avoid human space entirely, and the humans left them alone. But everyone knew the truth. Earth's war machines had awakened, and they had changed everything. The galaxy would never be the same. In the schools of Earth, children learned about the Great War against the aliens. They learned how humans had gone from being alone in space to ruling a galactic empire in just 2 years. But they also learned something else. They learned that with great power comes great responsibility. They learned that humans had won not just because they were strong, but because they were united. They learned that the greatest victory was not conquering others, but protecting what you love. The galaxy was silent now, but it was not the silence of death. It was the silence of respect. Humans had proven that they were the strongest warriors in the galaxy. But more importantly, they had proven that they could choose when to fight and when to show mercy. The war machines of Earth still patrolled the stars, ready to defend human space and protect the weak. But they no longer conquered for the sake of conquest. They had learned the difference between strength and wisdom, and in that learning, humanity had won its greatest victory of all. They had not just awakened their war machines, they had awakened their humanity as well. The galaxy fell silent, but from that silence a new age began. an age where the strong protected the weak, where different races could live together in peace, and where Earth stood as a beacon of hope among the stars. The children of Earth looked up at the night sky and saw not empty darkness, but a galaxy full of possibilities. They knew that their ancestors had fought to give them this future, and they promised to be worthy of that gift.